Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackpool Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackpool Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackpool Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Our sponsor Blue Guardian is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and over trading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Good morning, everyone. Hoping everybody's doing well today. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, depending on what time zone you're in. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys can hear me very clearly. Just to recap over the market over the last 24 hours. So the first thing I'd like to take a look at is the Forex calendar. So today's Wednesday. We've had CAD news. That was yesterday. We saw a very aggressive move on USD CAD. We have a position on USD CAD. It was actually very encouraging because we've been holding on to that for some time, and we're actually in drawdown for a little bit as well. So we saw CAD CPI come out yesterday, and it moved the price very aggressively in our favor. However, it did retract. We'll take a closer look on it at it in a bit. And then we had this morning right now where we had New Zealand news. We didn't have any open positions on any New Zealand pairs, but we had some pending trades. And I was hoping that this would have pushed the price closer to our pending orders, but it didn't. It actually pushed it very aggressively against our pending trades. So we might end up having to cancel the pendings, or we're just going to hold them for a bit longer. We saw pound news come out. We didn't have any exposure or any positions on pound. And then later on today, we have FOMC meeting minutes that will affect the US dollar. Now, I want to take a look at my challenge account. Now, in our last live, I explained, basically what it has been for me over basically ever since I started this challenge account. I've been seeing flames, which is very clearly depicted on the screen. However, I made a few changes. I kind of got over my stubbornness and my ego about a week ago, and I made a few adjustments to my strategy. And ever since then, it's been paying off. All right. So, piece of advice to anybody that's watching this: do not be stubborn. Do not have an ego. Admit when you're wrong. Admit maybe when your strategy might need to make a few amendments or a few changes. And you'll be surprised at what happens immediately after it. So I've been recovering. At the worst, I was like down almost 5%, and I've been gradually recovering ever since then. So this is currently running, and I've been running this for quite some time. 120 days, right? It's 120 days, but I am very chuffed with myself because in all of this, I kind of never lost my head. I never lost, my ability to trade. I never lost my common sense. As you just saw, this actually came down. So some of our positions are actually doing well right now, but we'll take a closer look in a bit. Now, moving on to the charts. So the DXY. We'll always start with DXY. I've highlighted this key area over here as a target. So you could say this would be target 1. And then I'll just copy and paste that. Drag this over like so. In fact, no. I think I'll leave that in the exact same place. I will measure this. This is actually how you do it. Measure that to that there. drag that higher, and then you have something like this. Nice. So this would be my target 1, and this would be my target 2 for DXY over the next couple of days. And a move like that will obviously push USD JPY up, USD franc up, USD CAD up. I've done my analysis on those currency pairs, and those were kind of the positions that I was already interested in making. I even made some of them, and we'll take a look at USD franc over here. As you can see, we're very close to our targets. I absolutely expect this to move even higher. Maybe create a whole new high. Let's do this. How did I draw that? I wonder. Let me see. So I'm trying to find where the nearest level would be. Would it select this one? No, it wouldn't be this. But would it be? I don't like that. Let's see down here. We have some significant levels. From where I'm sitting, I would say that this is a level, and then this should be the nearest level here, something like this. Delete this one, delete this box. That, no, do not delete that. Delete this. Drag this. While I'm doing this, I'd like you guys to also remember something I've constantly repeated over and over. USD franc and Euro USD are inversely correlated, and what that means is that if USD franc rallies up, you are going to see Euro USD fall. So I would not be surprised if we achieved this level all the way up here. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me if USD franc achieved this. If I extended it, it would be almost a 3-to-1. So I don't know how I'm going to manage this, because I mean, I can basically just take my 1% as soon as we hit our target here, or I could move my stops higher and just, run it and potentially make 3%. I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to manage this, because also, I mean, let's not underestimate the gratifying feeling of being done with the trade. It's a great feeling when you're done with a trade and you move on with your life. Put the trade behind you. I see here you're asking about the DXY. What is your analysis on DXY after FOMC? Is it going to pump or dump? You mean the minutes? It's going to definitely be a pump for me. Okay. I believe that we are going to, like I said, here's target 1, here's target 2. So I expect bullishness on the dollar index for the remainder of the week, at least until these 2 levels have been achieved. Now back to what I was saying on USD franc. What was I doing here now? No. So we have, what did I say? It was a 1-to-1, right? So let me just drag this back down. So like I said, I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to manage this trade. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I could just take my 1% and hit the road. Or I could decide to just move my stops. as it continues to progress. But like I said, it wouldn't surprise me if USD franc up here gets achieved. Moving on to USD CAD, I have been holding this for some time, kind of scaling in and scaling out of the trade, making as much as I possibly can. This aggressive move here, back to what our entry point was because of the Canadian rate news, if I remember. It was yesterday, so it was there we go, CPI, sorry. So the CAD CPI came out and pushed us back there. I kind of got an opportunity to close a few trades that I had opened down here when it did that. And luckily I did, because the very next day we kind of retraced a little bit. But fortunately today we seem to be pushing even higher again. And I think that's why, if you look here, this keeps on decreasing, which is good. I'm appreciating that. So I believe that USD CAD will run up to here. I'll make over 2% on this one trade, which is cool. I need that, because I really want to get done with this challenge. I'm not going to lie. I really want to put this challenge behind me. Moving on to AUD JPY. I'm bullish on this. We've kind of been ranging for the last couple of days. You know, move up, move back down, move back up, move back down. But I'm bullish on this. I'm bullish on this. In terms of news, I don't think there's going to be a catalyst. It could be anything, really. It could be the PMI that's going to come out tomorrow evening. That could be possibly the catalyst to push AUD JPY higher. Next week, I see here we have the AUD CPI. That could push us higher. We have some Tokyo Core CPI on Friday, next week Friday. That could push us higher. Anything can pretty much happen. On Tuesday, we have retail sales on in regards to AUD. And then on Monday, we have the Bank of Japan's governor speaking on Monday morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. So any of these things could be the catalyst to push AUD JPY higher or even lower. Who knows? USD JPY, I've got a pending order over here. Now, if you know anything about the Japanese yen, you know that this thing is not shy to move very aggressively. Even though, what's this? I hope you're right. I'm going to short NAS, but waiting for short of liquidity grab on London high. So I've got some trading ideas on NAS as well. NAS, US30, and Bitcoin. I'll cover those in the video a bit later on. We can compare notes. But anyway, so I've got a pending order on USD JPY. This, just like AUD JPY, is quite a big trade. I think AUD JPY is traded like 250 pips. And it has to be, you know, because JPY moves, like I said, very aggressively. Here, I'm targeting about 224 pips. And I have to be because, like I said, USD JPY moves very aggressively. If you look at this candle alone, it's like a 200 pip candle. And it moved like almost twice the size of this. So that's like almost a 300 to 400 pip move in a single day. So just because it looks like a big trade, it doesn't mean it's going to take a long time for me to achieve it. How I pick my targets is based on the true range of a currency pair. For instance, if we look at AUD NZD, it has a much smaller range. So when you look at the trade that I'm aiming for, it's got a 35 pip stop, 38 pip stop. USD JPY, on the other hand, I mean, just today it's already moved 50 pips, almost 50 pips. So it moves a lot faster and it moves a lot bigger than the other currency pairs. So that's why I have a bigger target. But it's a one-to-one. Same with AUD JPY, it's a one-to-one. Moving on to AUD NZD. Like I said earlier on, that I was hoping that the New Zealand news that came out this morning would have pushed this closer to my entry and maybe would have gotten a run to the highs. Unfortunately, we didn't. I know we actually pushed against it. I wasn't filled, so it's not like I lost money on this. It's still a pending order, and I think I'm just going to keep holding on to it because, I mean, the risk reward on this is pretty good. 3% for risking 1%. That's pretty good. You don't want to just toss trades like that aside. Moving on to New Zealand CAD, same thing. I've got a pending order on this for a sell. I thought that the news would have pushed us lower. It didn't. However, you'll find that this is actually just a whipsaw just to kind of catch everybody's stop before the move lower, which I'm crossing my fingers for, if I'm being honest. AUD franc, took a trade on this. Target was hit, done and dusted. Gold, I believe that we are going to fall on gold. And if I were to pick a target and what I think we could reach, it would be this. That's what I think we're going to achieve on gold, $2,306 on gold. Don't have anything on these. I actually need to delete these. I don't really look at them that much. But yeah, so that's a breakdown of all of these currency pairs and gold. Like I said, I'm really hoping that this can continue pumping higher. Moving on to NAS. I think we have a little bit more upside to go on NAS. I'd like to see this level get achieved. So you mentioned something about shorting NAS. I don't know. I mean, hey, don't do anything on account of me. I just think that, there's a little bit more upside on NAS. US 30. I think US 30 still has some upside to go, decent amount of upside at that. This would be a target for me here. And then Bitcoin. So I've been banging, on my drum in regards to Bitcoin going higher ever since we were around here. And I picked this as a target at 75,000. And we kind of, have been gradually progressing up to that level. I still believe that we've got some upside to go in terms of Bitcoin. I believe I'm at least 90% sure about the targets that I just pointed out to you in regards to NAS 100, US 30, and Bitcoin. I think on all three of those, we still have a decent amount of upside to experience and to achieve. And until that happens, yeah, that's just going to be my bias. Gold still falling. DXY is still moving up, which is good. USD CAD is moving up very nicely. That is good. Let's see how my challenge account is doing. Minus 1.7. This is good. I appreciate this. This is what I want to see. And this is so crazy because, I mean, what month is it now? It's May. And so essentially in 5 months, I did this. And in pretty much 8 days, I was able to do this. I was able to recover in just 8 days. So yeah, guys, do not be stubborn. Okay? It doesn't pay to be stubborn at all. Be willing to change, your ideas, be willing to amend your strategy, especially if your strategy is more mechanical, which I think is like the best place to begin and end when it comes to creating a strategy for Forex, because you can actually fix that. I don't like relying on intuition, because then it becomes a matter of, how do I feel on any particular day? Maybe I traded well because I got laid, or maybe I'm trading terribly because I didn't. So I don't like relying on intuition when trading. My trading strategy is very mechanical, and the great thing about it is, I mean, essentially what I did is I just flipped everything that I was doing, because I was consistently, yeah, I was consistently losing, and so I just started asking myself, like, okay, but what if I don't buy when I want to buy? Let me sell. And that was all the change that I pretty much had. I mean, yes, there's a little bit more that I did, but you know, I'm just saying that, like, according to me, and I don't know anything, just another person, I feel like um, trading with a mechanical strategy is a good place to start. Um, yeah. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Currently holding on to 3 trades as of right now: AUD/JPY, USD CAD, and USD franc. I won't lie, like, I think I'm gonna get out of this. Hey, like, I see the whole notion as far as like holding it for the 3-2-1, but my only concern with that is that if I were to hold that, and let's say I'm wrong about USD CAD and it reverses and it comes back down to hit my stop loss, because I would have banked a USD franc winning trade and then I bank a USD CAD loss, I'd be break even. As opposed to, if I keep on holding the USD franc and it turns into a loss and then I lose on USD CAD, I can find myself um, back in trouble down here very quickly. So it'll be like I came back and then I went all the way back down. So, and I don't want to do that. I'm practicing, this omen that I've heard a lot of traders, experienced traders, beginner traders, traders from all over the place say: you can never go broke by taking profit. You can never go broke by taking profit. So don't be greedy. Um, take profit as often as you can. And yeah, all the best. All the best. All right, guys. So not much change here. Not much change. Not much change. Not much change. Maybe I'll hop onto another live later on today, and we can talk about basically what has happened since. But so far for now, it's like watching paint dry. So I'm just gonna let this run. They say that a watch trade never hits targets. Like if you watch a trade, it will never hit its target. So let's just give these trades some time to move, and we will reconvene either tomorrow or later on today.